Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. I don't know why that stopped. It's not my fault, I swear to God. Well, what the hell? I'll just start the show. Hello, friends. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, great place to shop for, a Yamaha golf cart, perhaps. Maybe an ATV, UTV, motorcycle, e-bike, snowmobile, scooter. They've got all of these things at Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. And they have a full service department that you can reach out to if you need anything serviced at all. Not saying that what you're getting will need to be serviced, but, in case you have existing gear and you want to get it serviced. So there you go. Thank you so much to them for being part of the show. ImpactPowersportsMI.com. Excuse me. All right, welcome in. There is some concern because today is a day where I live, we got some snow, and it wasn't like it was a giant amount of snow, but it is not easy to remove. It is wet and heavy. So, you move 1 inch of snow and it weighs like 300 or 400 pounds. My whole cul-de-sac, everyone is dead. I haven't even attempted to shovel it yet. All right. But I looked outside and the whole community is deceased now because they all had grabbers. You've heard about that where, all of a sudden your heart is like, all right, you're putting me to work. This is bullshit. So that's what's up. You got to wrap your mind around that. I'm here for it. I think I'll just take it slow. Try not to, if I do feel the shooting pain radiating down my arm, it might be a good idea to stop. So now I do have a snowblower, but it's not great. It's very old. And even if it was brand new, it just doesn't have the oomph, it just kind of, it just gets clogged. It's kind of a disaster. Now, the Alleluia's next door. Mr. Alleluia has this awesome one. Donko says stop and relax with a new PO. I don't know what that means. I shouldn't have read it. Now, I'm getting to a point, though, I notice that when I shovel, because the people in the neighborhood that surround me are all younger. And so I'll be shoveling, and I'll hear, hey, EZ, how you doing over there? Fine, thanks. How are you? Not bad. You got that? You got that? Yeah, I got it. Okay, hey, we're going to come help you. And my neighbor Brian across the street, he's just the best, And his kids, he's got teen kids, and these dudes, they show up as like an army of three. And they make short work of whatever it is. Much younger, much stronger. And I'm like, thanks, fellas. And then my other neighbor, Chris, same thing, busts out the snowblower, and then he helps me. So I am starting to get assistance from my neighbors. I'm at that age now. And they're starting to take care of me. My dad has that happen at his place. The neighbors all take care of him. Now he's 92, but I think once you get to a certain point, the neighbors start to take care of you, and that makes me happy. Except for the moment last week, I talked about this. I was shoveling away again, and the Hallelujahs. Which, by the way, I think he bought that for the school because he's like the principal of the school. But it's always in his garage. And he gets it all done in 1 minute, and I'm still struggling. He goes, Eric, and he points to it. And I gave him the thumbs up, like, yes. And I guess that wasn't, in his brain, he thought that meant, I don't want help. And I'm like, no, how do you read that? So then I'm like, yeah, thumbs up. And I'm thinking, here it comes. You know, he's going to come help me finish up the job. And then he shuts it down. He pushes it into the garage. I'm like, wait a minute. What are you doing? Don't do that. Alan says thumbs up equals go fuck yourself. Linda says, my neighbors suck. No one helps me. Yeah, they do. Because you, being the same age as Diana, 68 years old, you need the assistance. Linda says, I must look super young, like I can handle shoveling, I guess. Nick says, one of the few things I do hire out. My friend does my driveway with his F-350. Alan says, you just need to put out more. I think he means kids. So this is a brutal snowfall. All right. Pooh Bear is home. They canceled the school. That is awesome. Linda is what I meant to say. Alan wants Linda to have more kids. She has one son. Have you ever heard of something known as only child syndrome? I think I know what that means. Maybe if some of you know what that means, put it in the chat. Or only child disease. And I have a person that I know. I'm going to keep this close to the vest. And oftentimes, that person and other people that are in that person's life will say, yeah, like you'll hear, yeah, I'm an only child. Like it'll be announced. So this is why I behave like this. I'm an only child. And I'm like, what is that? Huh? And it's always like said, well, I've got a problem with this, this, and this with others because I'm an only child. And I go, that's a thing? And then you'll hear, oh, yeah, well, so-and-so is an only child. So, you know, and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know what that means. And so I looked it up, and supposedly there is something to this. What is only child syndrome? A popular but scientifically unsupported idea suggesting that kids without siblings become selfish, lonely, spoiled, bossy, or have poor social skills due to undivided parental attention. But modern research shows only children are often well-adjusted, highly independent, and perform well academically, with many supposed negative traits debunked as myths. So it's nonsense. I think what it is people threw it out there whenever their kid started acting like a cock, and then they'd say, well, it's because he's an only child. So then that whole dynamic is reinforced. Well, yeah, you can just, whenever someone's in a bad mood, well, he's an only child. He's a fucking asshole. I don't think that there's any truth to that. I think that that's just bullshit. And I think that the people that are the only child, I think that they might even lean into it. Say, oh, well, I am an only child, so there's a reason why I'm pissed off at this moment. It's because I'm an only child. The idea dates back to the 1800s. I think it's just an excuse when you are acting like a dick to throw that out there, and then you're like, oh, well, like, let's let him off the hook or her off the hook. Let's let this person off the hook because they're acting like an asshole, but they're an only child, so it's okay. No, fuck you. You have the ability to form rational thoughts. You know what's right and wrong. Now quit being an asshole. Like, I'm an asshole all the time. I am not an only child. Okay? You see what I'm getting at? But if I was an only child, if people said, that Eric Zane, he's a fucking asshole. Well, he's an only child, so it's okay. It stands to reason. That's bullshit. However, if you are an only child, I would do this, all right, while I am exposing this and talking about it here. If I was an only child, I would do this. I would utilize this as it's a very easy way out of things. Like, if I get in a fight or I'm mean to someone or, any of the things that I had to apologize for on the radio, I could have said, well, you see, I am an only child. And you definitely want to use that to help yourself out. So, for the sake of this show, it's bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's just you're an asshole, and you're leaning on that to enable your own assholish behavior. Okay, so it isn't because you're an only child. You're just a dick in this hypothetical scenario. Linda says, my son does nothing around here. He's at school. I made him shovel his half of the driveway on Sunday, and he looked at me like I was crazy. This was after I shoveled my half and the sidewalk. Oh, yeah, I had that too. I never made my kids do anything. So now, if they were here, that's how that would be. They wouldn't do anything. I didn't do shit to make them do it. Like my neighbor Brian, he does, and I think that helps the children. Not that my kids are slouches now. They do what they have to do to be successes. But I was always like, I didn't want to put up with, the complaints and the let's be honest here. When kids do things that you do, like cut the lawn and shovel, they always do a shitty job. It sucks. The only benefit is you get to spend time with your kids and try to make a game of it. Maybe it'd be a good core memory, but I don't know, man. I think that they're happier that I let them sit in the house and do whatever they did with their time while I was doing those things. Linda says, exactly. It's easier to do it myself. Yeah, because you don't have to put up with that shit. Who wants to have that discussion on the front lawn or in the driveway? Chris says, Chris in Buffalo, I am an only child, just means I have to deal with my fucking mother alone. Okay, now that tells me that mom might have some nuances that make you want to pull your hair out. And God rest the soul of my mother, I had that exact same thing for years. When I say years, I mean all of the years that I was able to talk to her. So 1970, when I was born, to 2020, when she left this earth. So all of those moments. Alan says, suggesting that you're a dick because you're an only child, says it's an excuse to be a cock. Man Bun Chris is here. Thank you. Tyler adds, just an excuse for assholes to make... I can't read it. I'm sorry. It's written weird. Molly adds, I could see a few of those in me. Are you looking at phallic vegetables when you write that? I could see a few of those in me. Is that what's happening here? Megan is here. She says, this is on the heels of yesterday's show when I discussed sextortion of young people, which is leading to a number of young people taking their own lives after the Nigerian scam artist says, hey, I'm not a hot chick that wants the picture of your penis. I want $500. Send it my way. The young dudes then end their own lives. So awful. Megan says, I had a sextortion conversation with the kids last night. They thought I was crazy. I didn't use the word cock, but I did say all the other words. No need to pay EZ. Did you pull up the article and say that this is happening? Because that's a nice way to like say, hey, you might think I'm just nuts, but I got this because I read it in this article. And that's a very real thing. You almost are inclined when they're, that's probably very awkward for them. But at the same time, I think a good idea for a parent would be to say, look, there are going to be moments in your life when you're going to get super horny and rational thought is going to leave your brain. And you're going to do anything you can to satisfy your horny level with another participant. So when that happens, you will make horrible decisions. Or you are in a prime spot to make a horrible decision. Because you're a portion of your brain has been shut down. You're thinking with an entirely different head, and it can be a real disaster for you. And this is one of the ways that it can be a disaster if you send pictures of your genitals to some stranger online. If you are going to send pictures of your genitals, make sure you do it with a known entity. Okay? In fact, like we talked about yesterday, you might be better off just showing them to the whole school. EZ's Young Children Showing Your Genitals program can, what that does is that if all the kids in the school have seen your private areas, if some wacko tries to sextort you, the whole school is like, you can say to the guy or the girl who's trying to sextort you, hey, I don't care what you do because everybody's already seen my genitals. So go fuck yourself. Back to our previous topic. Tyler says, I think it's a fine line. You should make your kids do things, but also lazy fuck parents make their kids do everything around the house. Yeah, I was always like, no, I don't want my shit ruined, so don't touch anything. Young Adam Schwab is here. He says, my sons were furious when I insisted we help our neighbor on Sunday with their driveway. They demanded I pay them. Not happening. Yeah, you might have like an old timer or someone who doesn't move so well. That's a great thing to teach them. But it's only great for us as elders. It's never great for them. Like back when I was in the Knights of Columbus, we used to have like a deal where we would go to there's an area in Grant. We'd volunteer and help cook food for these folks down on their luck. And I brought the kids. And it's at a church kitchen, so there's plenty of space. It's a good kitchen. And Jack and Jim were there. And I go, yeah, okay, so we're going to help serve food. And so we did. And when they look back on it, not once have they said, Dad, that was great. This is how it sounds. Yeah. Remember that time when Dad took us to that place with all those weirdos? We had to serve food to all those dirty people that smelled bad? Yeah. They hated it. My animal kids hated it. Chris comments, nailed it. I love my mother to death, but some days, man. Branjo says, I remember you telling the, quote, snapping her fingers at a server story about your mother. My dad is gone too, and my family still mentions those kinds of stories. Oh, this is worth telling. My mother, when I was 10, whatever. So, when my dad left, I was 8. And from that point on, my mom was pissed off. And if we went out into the wild and we go to the grocery store, my mom was always mean to the person working the cash register. And if by any chance something rang up incorrectly, that, you know, while they're scanning it, and she thought it was wrong or some whatever, there was no, oh, hey, wait a minute. That was listed as 89 cents. And she would bicker over that. And we were poor, but she said, okay, well, ma'am, it rang up as 99 cents. Rather than having a conversation, hey, can you set that aside? I want to check it. Which she would do. She'd do that over 10 cents. Would never come out diplomatically. And so I'm barely tall enough to see the top of the conveyor. And I'm standing there and I hear, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no, no. No, no. And I'm looking at the chick and looking at Mom. Everything stops. People start looking around. She goes, and she would always talk with this deliberate pace. That's not right. Like this patronizing. And it was always so ugly. So ugly. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? What has happened to my life? When we would, if we happened to go out to eat, which was never, even the initial appearance, like the, hello, welcome to so-and-so's restaurant. Can I take your order? She would have this horrible, horrible tone with the server. And it was just so bad. Most of the food that we ever ate was loaded with spit, urine. I wouldn't be surprised if I ordered a grilled cheese that they wiped their ass with it first. Didn't even put butter on it, just wipe ass. I mean, the shit I had to eat, it probably boosted my immunity. Tyler says, don't forget jizz. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, I know that's what I did when I worked at Puzzle's Restaurant in the city of Warren on Van Dyke. Because the first thing you serve is a bean relish. It was fantastic. Hey, it's Eric Zane, and UncommonGoods.com is a great place to shop for the holidays. I just picked up a Himalayan salt barbecue plank. It's a square, 8 inches by 8 inches, 1.5 inches thick, made of Himalayan salt. You put it on the grill, and your veggies on top of the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Oh my gosh. What a way to season the veggies with the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Just one of the thousands of items for sale for everyone at UncommonGoods.com. I love that when you're shopping for Christmas gifts at UncommonGoods.com, you've got stuff for readers, for nerds, for travelers, for foodies, sports fans, for music lovers. Everything under the sun can be found at UncommonGoods.com. The kids are like, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? And I go, well, just go to UncommonGoods.com and find something that you know I'll like. And you can do the same thing. And I've got a special deal for you. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to UncommonGoods.com/Zane. That's UncommonGoods.com/Zane. You'll get 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. And so, if anybody was mean to me, I am going to spit in that food. I did spit in that food. Blend it all up. Here you go. Enjoy your spit. So, never, ever, ever do that under any circumstances. And then if there was something wrong, it was just the most painful, awkward. I have no recollections. The only memories I have, unfortunately, are moments like that. When I look back on my younger days as a child, growing up in that environment, it was awful. I spoke of this on the radio one time, and then my phone rang, and it was my mother's husband, Wally. And I thought, he's going to be pissed off because this is making my mother look bad. And I picked it up. We got off the air. I picked it up. Hello. And he proceeds to tell me, he's thanking me. He's like, that is my life. Everywhere, that has not changed since when you were whatever age you were talking about. Everywhere we go. And I'm like, oh my God, you poor man. You poor, poor man. I'm so sorry. Holy shit. I have no idea how we got to this story, where we are in the show right now. Last thing I remember, we were talking about Megan having a sextortion conversation with the kids. And then something has happened that created this wormhole of discussion. And if any of you can provide me some insight as to how we got here, I would love to be reminded as to why we are right now. Cole asks how Wally is doing right now. I think he is fine. We don't talk that much. He lost his vision, unfortunately. He lives in a nice facility, though. That helps him very, very much. Becca Shea said, why did he marry her? Well, they did have great moments, I'm sure. But, I mean, I'm not with them all the time to know how great or not great the relationship is. But he did marry her, and he took care of her, especially as she aged. So he did a very good job. And she had a good life with Wally. Tyler says, has Wally taken on assholish behavior since becoming blind? And that is the idea based on this show, that I have said that blind people most often are dicks. No, actually, he's gotten more kind. He's always been very kind. And I think probably because he wasn't blind from a young age. And I don't know why that is. All right. I'm going to go over some of these comments. Mom, the original OG, the OG Karen. Becca Shea says, oh, my God, I would have punched her in the throat. EZ consumed so much jizz in his restaurant food during his younger years. Alan says, the only memories I have left are the bad ones. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in that boat, too. Chris in Buffalo says, my cousin and I worked at a Burger King together. He once dipped a steakhouse burger in the sanitizer water to be an asshole. To be an asshole that had him arrested the week before. To be an asshole. Okay, so wait a minute. Your friend got arrested, and so then that guy. All right, I got you. Bob says, gave it the same treatment as the French toast in the movie Road Trip. Didn't see it. Black Belt Nick says, reminds me of the film Waiting with Ryan Reynolds. All right. So anyway, Megan, good luck with getting that info through the brains of your kids. I still think you're making a mistake by not hiring me on Cameo, because what you're forgetting here is, in the eyes of your children, you and Brian are dumb fucks. They're not going to listen to you. So, and I think that's kind of a rookie move on your part. You're like, well, I told them. Well, that doesn't mean anything. If mom and dad tell children anything, they think you're a liar, you're stupid, you're wrong. They don't want to talk to you. Megan says, I'd rather pay you to do it in person, see you both squirm. All right, now, if you pay me to do it in person, the price goes up. What was $15 on Cameo is now $1,500. I'm not doing that shit in person. I can't look these people in the face. A recorded video is entirely different. No. $15, pay me, and I'll take care of this shit. Alan says, plus bare feet. Okay, enough. That's my sister you're talking about. The hell is wrong with you? All right. I'm in a horrible spot right now. I have been gaining weight all week, and I'm ballooning up. I think probably right now I'm up to I know yesterday I was 193 when I was fully clothed. And so how could that be? How could that be that I'm going up in weight? I have had no issues keeping my caloric intake at least 500 calories below what I need every day. That has been no issue. Yesterday was, in fact, I had to make sure that before I went to bed that I ate enough. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I've got 1,300 calories consumed. I'm like, I need a lot more. So I had some peanuts. I had some cold cuts, some cheese. And I think the problem is the cheese. Why am I gaining weight? And I think it might have to do with the fact that, a certain biological function. I notice I've had a lot more time since Sunday. And, today's Wednesday. And, I haven't taken a dump since then. So I'm gaining weight in feces. There is a quite a large possibility that when the big moment does happen, I'm immediately going to drop 10 pounds. Because though I haven't been pigging out, I still have been eating. And since Sunday, I had dinner, and then I ate all day Monday. I ate all day Tuesday. And so this is a problem. I actually know someone who who didn't go to the bathroom for extended time, and they got impacted. And the doctor had to help him bust up the log jam. And I'm not kidding you. It was Ernie, Jackie's ex, and he went to like this Sawbones dock in the middle of nowhere, Honduras, and the doc had to like jam a stick up his ass to bust it up. I'm not kidding you. And it was horrible for him. He goes, it was so painful because my asshole was wider than the opening of this coffee mug. You're like, look at the bottom of that coffee mug. Yeah, that's coffee grounds. Anyway, it looked like that. So I'm like, Jesus, what's going on? So I've been knocking the water back. I took the Metamucil yesterday, nothing. Today, nothing. I've been drinking water all day, and now I feel I have this intense pressure in my belly. So there's something going wrong. There is a problem. And I don't really have the urge that much to use the boys' room. So this is, in my opinion, a real catastrophe waiting to happen and a painful thing. Tyler says you need to weigh yourself before and after the dump to determine the mass of turd you've been carrying. Absolutely. So I've had, like, you see this cup? This is a large cup. There's a lot of water in here. I've had like 10 of these today. No lie. Why in the world would this happen? It has to do with the amount of protein I've been eating. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm getting a lot of my macros, as they're known. I'm getting my required macros, but something's slowing the process. So, all right, just so you know, since Sunday, I have had 12 egg whites. So this is going to be the most hellacious smelling thing that has ever happened, that ever leave an asshole. Birch Barlow says, my ex's father would get backed up because of all the painkillers he was on. He would back up so bad that we would smell the shit coming out his pores. It's in your pores, E! So I'm very concerned about this. As it stands, though, I have to go tinkle quite a bit. That is not a concern. But I don't really feel like I have to go. I just feel like more and more backing up is happening. It's like, when there's a snow whiteout and then there's one accident and then all the cars keep hitting the pileup and the pileup gets longer and longer. I have a shit pileup in my colon. That's what we're dealing with right now. Okay. I will be back. Your old pal EZ is going to go tinkle. Before I do that, though, I think I have to reset the audio of this, of my theme, so that it plays. It wouldn't fucking play. All right, here we go. I'll be right back. Ah, shit. Fucking A. Of course. What a dick. All right. Tophus is noticing what's happening. He says, uh-oh, easy, bound up again. Drink some castor oil. No. All right. Pooh Bear home, got the day off. Talked about that. Great food giveaway. We did get several yesterday, but I had talked about all of them by the time the Patreon hit. Apologies yesterday. I got the Patreon done and then did not press publish like an asshole. It is up there now. Yesterday, after everything came in, we now sit $1,252.68 off of the goal. Which means we've raised $4,323.07. And so now it is the 10th. I imagine next week by like Wednesday or Thursday, no later, somewhere in that ballpark, we will be purchasing the food. So we're down to just over a week or about 1 week until we get to the actual purchase being made. So this is part of serving 225 Christmas meals for folks. I will put the virtual hat passing in the chat. If you are listening to the audio podcast later in the day, we have 68 people that have contributed the $4,323.07. I imagine if we get up to 100 people contributing via the chat, the live stream chat, or the audio podcast later on in the day, we will easily have it, even if it's just a few bucks. So I think it's important to focus on the recorded audio audience, which is my largest audience. The lion's share of what has happened so far has been like a high percentage of the people that have helped out on the virtual hat passing have been the live chatters, the folks who consume the show on the live stream. And so I guess I'm trying to tap in directly to folks who listen to the recorded audio on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and whatnot. So while I'm talking, you're probably listening to this well after the fact of the show even being broadcast. If you could, just in the show notes, I've got it all there listed and linked up. Click on any one of those, Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, and drop a few bucks in to help us reach the goal of, I guess the overall goal was what? $5,577. So there you go. We need $1,252.68. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're getting some reports that the connection's a little glitchy. My apologies. I'll be keeping an eye on that. Let me know if the shit hits the fan. And then if it does, let me know when it comes back. You know how it is. You're a trained bunch. I appreciate you. Bob says, mine is too, but I was afraid to say anything because no one else was saying anything. That's fine. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I'll just call you bad names. I had a moment yesterday at the basketball game. It just popped in my brain because I was just looking at my hair in the chat, and I was commenting to myself in my brain about how fantastic it looks. And there's a young lady that works for the Grand Rapids Gold, and she looked at me yesterday, and she said, hello, Eric. I said, hello to you. She goes, your hair looks great. And I'm like, yes, 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 fist bump. That is fantastic. When you have a young, energetic lady say your hair looks great, that is a win. Now, I would have loved it if she said, you look so handsome, because, my hair, I always have to find the not so silver lining. The hair could look great, but my grill's a disaster, So that's what I'm hoping for. Next time, Rome wasn't built in a day. I have to get my face less fat, I think, before anybody might give me that compliment. But then I'm concerned about when I lose all this fat that I'm going to have a nussy even worse than before, and it's going to be a disaster. All right. So that's what I have for you on the Great Food Giveaway. Thank you so much. I also have the link for the feminine hygiene product wish list. And for this, I went ahead and clicked on a picture that Megan sent me, and it appears that what looked as like a lot to begin with doesn't really. We need a lot of help on this. Now, if we raise more money than we need for the food, we will be purchasing more of these feminine hygiene products on behalf of the audience members who've contributed to make this pot of money that much more than we need. So there you go. And I included it in the chat. You can also click on it in the show notes after the podcast is finished. There you go. We have plenty to buy. And when you buy it there, it gets shipped directly over to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. I want to get into this Busta Rhymes fiasco. I guess it's turning into kind of a thing where people have been fucking with him. In particular, this young dude is an influencer who says, "Hey, Busta, can I get a picture?" And Busta says, "Yeah." And then, he didn't say, "Hey, Busta, can I get a picture?" He goes, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And Busta Rhymes says, "Yeah." And so then the influencer is fucking with him and goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. Tracy Morgan." Because Busta kind of looks like Tracy Morgan. Busta gets pissed off here. Busta Rhymes pressed a streamer in Miami for calling him Tracy Morgan.
Get the video of this. Tracy Morgan. Oh, Tracy. What did I just say?
Wait.
Did you see the look? How Busta turned towards him? It's like, wait, what? The fuck are you doing?
The video of this. Tracy Morgan. Oh, Tracy. What did I just say?
Wait. What you say?
Nah.
And the kid plays dumb, Which, if maybe Busta knows Busta knows that he's playing dumb and just fucking with him, because if it were an honest mistake, that'd be understandable.
What did you just say?
My boy out here.
Hold on. Put your camera down. What you just said? It's Tracy Morgan.
It might be hard to hear the audio podcast, but this is why you got to watch a show.
Tracy Morgan.
Kids trying to explain themselves. People are laughing.
I don't know. My boy said Tracy.
Okay, now look at the bodyguard standing behind the kid now. It's very intimidating.
Talking to you, homie. I don't need you to tell me.
Whatever.
I'm asking you a question. I ain't calling you out. What's the problem? You got a problem with me asking a question? And I don't understand. I don't know what that means either. You trying to be funny? So what you mean, Tracy, my boy? What that mean?
Everyone say Tracy, so I'm saying Tracy.
I ain't hear nobody say Tracy. You know what I'm saying?
Tracy.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think it's hilarious, and I think he'd be better off just rolling with it. That's always my thing. Then there's this one. Another fan said, "Hey, stay black." And the guy said he wasn't even coming off with negative energy, but Busta did not like using that terminology.
Let's take a flick. You take a flick for me?
I gotta go inside, which I think I might.
I can't get one real quick. Bronx in the house real quick, Buster.
I appreciate the love.
Let me get one. I'll see you later. Stay black, you heard?
I appreciate that.
Stay black, Buzz.
So what else I'm supposed to be? You a clown now too?
Nah, I ain't no clown.
This is after.
What the fuck you mean stay black?
That's my slogan.
I don't know that slogan. Don't say it to me.
That's
I'm
what-
not joking with you.
Photo though. It's all good.
Fuck that. I ain't doing your photo.
All right, have a good day though.
You have a better day.
Happy holidays and all that.
Joking.
Happy New Year and all that.
Keep
All
playing.
right, cool.
Keep playing. Y'all niggas
Cool.
just bug the fuck out. Keep playing.
That's what I'm saying. Stay
playing.
black is my thing, bro.
I don't give a fuck what it is. That
All right,
is what I
cool.
do.
All right, no doubt, no
Fuck
doubt,
outta here.
no doubt, no doubt.
Bozo ass nigga.
All right,
Y'all
cool.
gonna stop playing.
All right, cool. Have a good night, bro.
Stop talking to me, bro. How about that?
So the guy keeps getting the last word in, and he just says, stop talking. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.